Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. Alongside of me, my co-host, Alex Nafusi and Harry Glanz.
What's up, man?
Good
What's
morning,
up, Harv?
gentlemen.
How you doing this morning, my man?
I'm doing fantastic. A little rainy out there, but it is November 2nd, 2013. We give you 1 hour's worth of the Hardcore Mortgage Show. Again, we take all your calls here live in the studio at 248-539-9797. Or if you're on the shy side, you can call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Gentlemen, there's obviously always a lot going on in the mortgage world and the real estate world out there, and we've got lots to share with you.
We had an awesome week, end of the month kind of thing going on. All the purchases that are closing. We had a very, very strong week, and it was really the calm before the storm, as it always is at the end of the month. But the good news is, once again, as we always say, everything closes. People are in houses. We put them in there. That's the best part of our job, is that feeling you get when somebody buys a home, especially a first-time home buyer, and you get them, you're at their closing, everybody's happy, and they get to move into a new home.
That's a great feeling. Also, another great feeling is when they consolidate debt and they see the numbers at the end of the transaction. They're saving $500 to $1,000 a month. And so many families have taken advantage with these great low rates we've had over the last several years, actually. Now.
Well, even though approximately 70% of our business currently is purchase business, we have that other 30%, which are refinance transactions. With the rates as low as they are now, again, mid-1960s levels, 1964, 1965, rates were in the 4.25 range. People are refinancing. They're saving money. They're paying off. There's good debt and there's bad debt. I mean, good debt is tax-deductible debt. It's your home mortgage interest. You have to have a place to live. You might as well buy. Rates are low. Bad debt, credit cards at 18 to 20%. People are going ahead and they're taking money out because there is equity now. Home sales will show, and as home sales, are throughout the fall, you're going to see that there is equity in the home. So people are pulling the equity out. They're paying off the old debt, the old credit card debt, and rolling it in, and then it's a tax-deductible situation.
A little bit of a college theme here this morning with the big game coming up as people are headed
Is there
west
a
here
big
on
game today,
696.
bro?
I heard it.
Oh, my God. What do you think? Alex Nafusi, what do you think? Talk to me.
It's funny. I'm officially old where, I was pulling out of my driveway this morning and my neighbors across the street had like that limo van lined up, whatever. And they're like, Nafusi, you want to go with us? Like, there's nothing I could think of that I want to do less.
At 7:30 in the morning on a rainy 45-degree day.
45 degrees outside, that I want to sit on a van crushing beers for 2 hours to East Lansing, tailgating for 5 hours, sitting through a game for 3 hours, and then a 2-hour ride back.
Everybody, you got to write this down. November 2nd, 2013. Alex Nafusi says, I'm not going to a party.
Here's this is going to go. I'm going to be on my couch like an Eskimo wrapped up in a blanket, man. Like I would even at halftime, I'm like, oh, that's a score. All right, cool, man. And I'll be back. I'll have a glass of wine in front of me,
and you're going to be loving it, right? You're going to be loving it.
Great. I'll be in bed by 9 o'clock.
Well, guess who's going to the game today?
I know you
the
are.
old guy.
You are going to go. Congrats.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Well, shout out to my daughter. It's her 19th birthday today.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
up there, sophomore. She's, she'll be there. We'll all be there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I don't want to. I'm not a predictor. I'm not a weatherman. I don't predict scores of games. I don't bet on games. But suffice it to say, I hope it's a great game and go green.
All right, 248-539-9797. You can get your 2 cents in here on the game and also ask us a mortgage or two question if you're
It'll
interested.
be a good game if Brady Hook doesn't drink a pint of gravy before the game, and
here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We're not
We're
starting.
off.
It's a mortgage show.
But rates continue to stay low, so let's
He
segue
sounded
into that.
great on that. What Lesson just played. He was like, "Oh, the receivers are really good."
Hey, we don't know anything about sports.
Man.
We know mortgages. That's just what we do.
That's all I do, man.
We've got a call to get to, but first, obviously, you can't wait to purchase a house. Again, rates have dipped a little bit here again in the last 6 weeks. Home prices have leveled off in Southeast Michigan. There are homes on the market, although the inventory is down. We got that college theme going on. We're going to talk about for some first-time home buyers and how the young, educated people are coming out of college with a lot of debt. And a lot of them aren't buying houses right away. A lot of them are moving back with mom and dad and stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's start things off this morning. We got a call. Dean out in Fraser. Good morning, Dean. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Dean, what's happening?
Hey, got a question. I own a house, I finance a house. I owe right about $100,000 on it. I think I could put it up for sale and get that. That's about what they're going for in my area. But I've got an equity loan that I owe about $25,000 on. I know I cannot sell my house for $125,000. Is it true that at closing, I've got to pay off that equity loan also?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, see, what doesn't make sense to me is I have no equity in that house. How come I can't bring that equity loan over and put a lien on the next house I want to buy. I don't have any equity in this house, so
that does.
The equity loan is kind of
that does make sense, and I mean I'm with you. If you bought another house, if you want to transfer to the other one, as long as you're paying on it and they can securitize it to the next house.
I'm not trying to get out of a loan. I can still pay it, but I know I can't make it on this house. Listen, I don't have any equity in the home.
I'm on the same page as you. I agree with you. A lot of actually they do that in England. You can transfer liens, property to property. Unfortunately, this is not England.
Hey,
so
who's that second mortgage with? Who's that equity loan with?
Do you know why they don't do that? Because I know why they have the equity mortgage. Like if I can't make my payment, they sell the home.
Well, how would you have equity in the
property? They pay off that loan, but there's no equity in my home anyway.
Yeah, I know that. But when you took the loan out, there was equity in the house. Who's the loan with?
The equity loan?
Yes.
Is with 21st Mortgage.
21st Mortgage. I don't know them, but you might want to do this. You might want to call them up. Tell them your plan. See if they buy into your program. Because first of all, as three mortgage guys sitting here, it makes sense to us. But that's not the way the world works. That second is a lien on the house. It's a security instrument that is securitizing that note against that property. Okay.
With no equity, they're not secure. I could walk away right now and they wouldn't get anything anyways. Which makes no sense to me.
We know that, but you're not going to walk away.
Hey, Dean, what did you use the money for?
What's that?
What'd you use the money for, the equity loan?
To put stuff into the house. It was probably, I've had the house like 13 years. I bought the house, probably got the equity loan 8 or 9 years ago and did stuff on the home.
Yeah,
but
so you're enjoying the money.
I still can't get what I owe on it,
Right. I mean, you're enjoying, at least, you're enjoying the money. You spent it on the house, your kitchen, your basement, whatever.
Not really. I want out of this house so bad. It kills me, but.
You put $25,000 into the house and now you want out of it?
And it probably didn't all go into the house, but probably a good 15 of it or whatever. But yeah, but that was 8-9 years ago. Like I said, I bought the house 13 years ago. It was my first home. Me and my wife wanted to fix it up a little bit and get out in 5 years. Well, then the bottom fell out, and I needed to put a little bit more money. I knew I'd be in it for a while, but I'm going crazy in there. It's small. It's 100 or it's 1,000 square foot at best. And I got 2 kids now, and
we get it.
I just want out so bad. Sure. I can't take it.
Well, there are choices for you.
House, yeah,
there are choices for you, Dean, but we're going to call you after the air and tell you what those choices are because, a lot of families have done some drastic things. They ruin their credit. They do a short sale on that second mortgage.
I deserve it, man. I took all the cash out and I put $15,000 into the house.
You wanted to say bought a Wave Runner. I know you were trying to get that.
Someone owes me this.
Oh, boy.
I need a new house. Someone owes me this. I deserve a new house.
You wanted to tell you that he got out.
Maybe you should have been on that bus to East Lansing this morning.
No joke, man. It's just unbelievable. Hey, dude, I went out of my house, too. You don't think Stacey and I want a new house?
You've been looking?
Dude, I mean,
I don't get it. There are things that maybe we can advise him to do the right thing.
I know, and I'm not.
He sounds like he wants to do the right thing. He sounds like he's investigated this. He's got a good plan. Problem is that plan doesn't work.
Yeah, we've seen people, though, take those second mortgages, maybe negotiate them into a separate side note, but there's a lot of work involved, and the lenders aren't really willing to do that because then they're not secured by anything.
Right. He might want to call the servicer, see if he can work out. Maybe he'll take the 25 down. Maybe he can afford to pay 10 or 15. I mean, but that's between them. Right. He's got 2 liens on the house right now. He has to satisfy those liens somehow, somewhere, so he's never going to sell the house.
Everyone needs to know you walk away from that second mortgage or you do a Chapter 13 bankruptcy on because it's non-secured. You're not getting a new mortgage anytime soon.
No. So you have to do the right thing. Before you do anything drastic, we'll call you and we'll let you know what's up.
Young first-time home buyers, they're educated. There's no doubt about that, but they're coming out of college with massive debt. And
are you on that CNN article? Is that where you're going?
I was, yeah. I was sort of touching on that a little bit, just my college theme here. And that the down payments, they don't have a lot of money for down payments. Times are different now. And a lot of the kids that are getting out of college are trying to figure out how they're going to get into the housing market. It's actually the first time, that's what I liked about the article.
Dude, that is not a right to buy a house. I read the same article, and it was like piling on like how expensive college is and how people come out of college with all this debt. Dude, if you go to Columbia and dump $250,000 to get a degree at Columbia, and then you move back to Detroit to take like a marketing job for $36,000 a year, that's not my problem, dude. It's not my job to help you facilitate getting into a home. Like you made that choice consciously.
Is that bus still going?
No, I would tell you. Why do we call this the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show? Because we're pretty hardcore. But Alex isn't wrong because back in the day, you're talking about 25, 35 years ago, people would get out of college. People couldn't wait. Kids couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get out of my parents' house, move into my own apartment and all that. But see, at my house, we didn't have 60-inch TVs.
Of course
full
not.
man caves, mom doing laundry and cooking all that. I mean, we had stuff going on. Now, my son graduated college. Okay, he's a fairly sharp kid. All right,
Fairly sharp kid.
He's in grad school. All right, and he couldn't. I mean, does he want to live on his own? I'm sure he does. But what's the hurry? 60-inch TVs, hanging out with mom and dad.
Hot water.
Cooking. I mean, come on. But there's reasons why. We'll get back into it, and there's massive that college costs way more now than it ever did, and their jobs aren't as plentiful coming out of school as they once were.
All right, when we come back, all of your phone calls, 248-539-9797.
McNamara Garage daily parking is only $20 per day. The Big Blue Deck serving North Terminal, daily parking just $10 per day. You deserve it.
We're saving a spot for you. Saving a spot for you.
Detroit listeners won serious money this past weekend at DraftKings.com. If you weren't one of them, you need to check out DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football league. DraftKings takes watching football to a whole new level. Now you can win instant cash every week, every game, by playing fantasy. DraftKings is one-week fantasy football. 1 week means no season-long commitments, no being stuck with the same players, just instant cash, instant gratification. Pick your team in minutes and you could be winning your share of the $200 million DraftKings is awarding this year. Anyone can do this. True story. One guy won $100,000 his very first time. $100,000 day one. Right now, DraftKings is giving Detroit listeners up to $600 free. That's right. For every dollar you deposit, DraftKings will match it up to $600. That's $600 absolutely free. Hurry, this amazing offer expires this Friday. Visit DraftKings.com now and enter promo code BILL for up to $600 free. Enter BILL today at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services and MLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
When you're at the corner of living bank free and making bank, you need to secure your cash. So Walgreens created a New Balance Financial prepaid MasterCard. Load it with cash at Walgreens or Dwayne Reed stores and use it wherever debit MasterCard is accepted, even online. We'll replace any funds if it's lost, stolen, or destroyed by a washing machine. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
This card is issued by the Bancorp Bank, member FDIC, pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Fees and restrictions apply. See store for details.
Well, your heart looks good. Cholesterol levels are fine. So tell me again what's happening.
Well, doctor, once a week, I get totally lightheaded. The whole room starts to spin. My heart starts pounding like crazy. And sometimes my toes go numb.
Really? And where are you when this happens?
The checkout line at Kohl's.
I think we've discovered the cause.
Don't miss Kohl's Super Saturday sale this Saturday. Great savings that make you go Kohl's. Kohl's. Expect great things.
With new Allstate House and Home Insurance, a Detroit area Allstate agent can help you customize a policy with the protection you need and lots of ways to save. So talk to an Allstate agent about house and home insurance today and let the good life in.
CBS Monday. If you thought hostages couldn't get any more shocking.
What's going on?
You haven't seen anything yet.
No.
New hostages, CBS Monday.
No soft zones here. 97.1, The Ticket.
On the air, oops. Welcome back to the show. We broadcast till 10 o'clock. It's a Hardcore Mortgage Show. Again, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. We're having a good time this morning. I hope you are, too, if you're headed out to the Michigan State game. Bring an umbrella, although it looks like it's going to clear up, and they're going to have a dry...
Shout out to Spartan Sydney Glanz. She's 11-2, 2013, 19 years old.
I love that.
Sophomore at Michigan State University, hockey
and
player.
A hockey player. I like that. They have a hockey game this weekend?
Athlete.
The girls have a hockey game there, too?
They won yesterday, and they're off today to celebrate the Michigan State football game, and then they play tomorrow.
Harry, that's great stuff. And, of course, we salute all the college athletes here this morning. Sort of that college theme show here. And we're going to talk about some of the young people. Alex, just to follow up on that story that we were both reading, home ownership rate among college grads was less than non-grads for the first time. There was a report out of the New York Federal Reserve reported that recently.
But let me tell you the best situation. Okay, so they're coming out with a little more debt. Their costs are sky high. But what you can get now, because the rates are so low, okay, you can move into a house right away. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, throughout the mid 80s, you know what rates were? They were in the teens. Okay, 14, 15, 16, 17. You couldn't come out of college and buy a house.
Yeah,
so
the
there are
opportunities
trade-offs.
are different.
There are
Absolutely.
trade-offs.
Let's try some calls here this morning. We got some open lines. We'll go to Tim out there in Rochester. Good morning, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good morning, Tim.
So, I graduated from Michigan State in December.
Yeah.
Started working full-time for an automotive supplier. And right now I'm just still living at home trying to save some money. Fortunately, my parents...
Oh, he cut off.
You there, buddy?
Tim, where are you?
Can you hear me?
I got him back.
Now we got you.
I got
Sure.
him back. Go ahead, man.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you back.
Your
Go ahead.
parents, you said, fortunately, your parents...
Oh, yeah. Fortunately, I was fortunate enough where they paid for my school.
Which is
so
awesome.
I don't really have the burden of student loans.
Okay.
Which is nice, but I'm looking right now, well, I'm kind of being selfish in the fact that I just want to get out of the house, but I want to know what to expect in terms of, whether I should rent or buy. I want to buy for equity. I feel like renting is burning money, but I don't know what I'm going to need to expect in terms of a down payment and things of that nature. Plus, there's going to be all the costs of actually furnishing the house and all those things. I don't really know.
Tim, it's a great question, dude. It really is. And you're kind of on the same track that I was. I finished Michigan State. This has got to be probably 13, 14 years ago now. But, I moved back with my parents for, I think, 6 months. And I saved some cash and bought my first house, which, wasn't anything special. But it was something, that I bought that was, was my own. Down payment-wise, you can do as little as 3.5% down. So if you're looking, it says you're calling from Rochester. Are you looking in Rochester? Are you looking like in Royal Oak? Where are you looking, man?
Well, I work in Southfield.
Okay.
So, right now I'm putting a ton of miles in my car and spending a lot on gas. I want to be in the Royal Oak area, but I also was looking at, neighboring areas like Clawson or Berkeley. Just because it
sure,
seems like
dude.
it's cheaper.
Berkeley's really solid. Clawson's solid. You could probably pick a house up. You could pick up, a pretty sweet house, I would say, for $150,000 where you could really, move in. And I'd say on $150,000, even if you put down 3.5%, you're probably looking at a payment of like $1,100, $1,200 with taxes, insurance, and everything.
Really, that's it?
Yeah, it's not a ton, man. And if you rent someplace, you're going to pay that to be down there anyway.
Yeah, but Tim, you sound like a pretty level-headed guy, and you got this all thought out. Don't forget, along with your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment, you got to furnish that place, right? So, and you're still going to want to go out on Friday and Saturday nights. All right. You're still going to have a car payment. If you don't, well, that's great too. But there are other living expenses that you're going to have too. So you want to go ahead and you want to put it down on paper what your expenses are. Alex can help you do that. He's been through it most recently than all of us. Well, maybe Harvey again. And then,
Funny there.
But
Home buying 101.
But you have to do that. But you sound level-headed, and you know that you've got a good situation right now. If you can bank a little more cash, but prepare for the future and understand that you don't want to be house poor. You want to be sitting in your house by yourself with no furniture on a Saturday night, just watching the ball game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you sound like you've got a great plan going, and Alex will hook you up.
You got to work backwards, Tim. You got to pick the payment that you want. And then and back into it. Is that where you want to be? Is around $1,200 for a payment?
Yeah, I make good enough money where I could definitely afford that. I just like you guys said, I don't want to be stuck with this payment and then have this nice house and then an empty house.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. Let me call Tim.
No, I appreciate you guys' advice. And,
you got it, man. I'll call you I'll call you after the show. We'll figure.
Thanks
we
a
can
lot.
take care of it for you.
That's a great call.
Right. See you, buddy.
Always, it's just a simple phone call to us. It's Home Buying 101. There are different requirements. Get approval now. And again, there's no cost to give us a phone call, Capital Mortgage. We'll follow up with him. And again, anyone who calls the show this
you
morning.
You got to understand, like furnishing the house. Your first house, and as you guys know, dude, you ain't going to Williams-Sonoma to furnish your first house. You know what I mean? You're not going to Restoration Hardware. You're like, I'm telling you, my first house is, as nice as I thought it was. It was like mismatched like together, man. I had like stuff like in my parents' basement. I'm like, oh, you guys still use this couch?
But
Like,
you know,
it's
the
my-
expectations are so high now. You're coming from your parents' place where everything's all macked out.
Yeah,
And
I
then
know,
you
dude.
move into a house and you've got that mismatched one couch from the basement, then the one you picked up from the storage facility and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but that's the way it is. But
and it's part of growing up, man. It's part
Exactly
of like
right.
becoming an adult. Like he's not, like that dude sounds like a smart cat. Like he finished Michigan State. It's dude, that first house and kind of putting it together and furnishing it, you know, whatever, with half from IKEA, half from Target. I mean, your basement stuff, dude. That's part of that's cool, man. It's part of growing up.
248-539-9797. Again, there's no charge at all to find out what you qualify for, how much money it'll take to get into the house, and really sit down with real professionals. You can sort of feel that with us here. We'll give you a little bit more information. We'll talk to you about, Comcast has a bill every month if you want to have that, and high-speed internet and Edison bills.
if you want the MLB package, you got to pay more.
Nothing's
It's
free
just
in
the
this
way it
world. Is that
is.
what they say? 248-539-9797. Scott, you're also a first-time home buyer out in Detroit. Scott, you might have ran into some problems here. Go ahead and tell us.
Hey guys, how are you?
Morning.
What's up?
Good. Hey, first time home buyer. Had my inspection done yesterday for septic and well and the home inspection. As they're doing the home inspection, we're out in the garage, and that's where the furnace is at. Opened up the door to the furnace and saw a couple patches of mold. So we took a sample and went over to the other side to the electrical box, pulled that off, and got a big whiff of mold. Now, the homeowner, she said that she had some water problems a while back since she's addressed it, put in some more drainage and whatnot. But how do I go about, I guess, doing a better inspection, and who's on the hook for that? If it's her responsibility before selling?
I've got a number for you, actually. Yeah, I'll follow up with you after. We have a mold remediation company that they'll come into the house, and there's a few of them out there. Again, I'll refer you to one that I know does a real nice job. They'll come in the house, determine what type of mold it is, and what they're going to do to remedy the problem. And then you have to make that decision now. Or really, once you meet with that person, is this a transaction you want to continue with? At this point, I would ask both real estate agents for a little bit of time on the extension to investigate that mold. Again, here you're buying a first-time you're home buyer. You don't need to buy a money pit, and you don't need to have bronchial problems where you can't breathe 2 years down the road from now.
Yeah, again, you got a great plan going. You had it inspected, but now you have to have a specialist in there to see if this is short-term or long-term. If this is a longer-term situation and it's going to cost you a lot of money, and then you got to remember you got to figure out if this is going to be a health issue, a health and safety issue, and you don't want to buy that problem.
Because the furnace is pulling off where the mold's at, would that be an issue where I should check the ductwork as well for?
I would check everything. You're going to have to get the ductwork checked because those mold spores are probably all over. Now, you're not. We don't know that it's black mold. It could be harmless. It could be a situation where it just need to be cleaned out and sanitized. And as Harvey said, a mold remediation company would better off be telling you that situation.
I got some great numbers for you, Scott. It's a great call you made this morning because you need professional people out there to give you that go-ahead or at least give you the information so you can make the right determination. Is this something I want to move forward
Another
with?
strong call.
A little bit more information out there. We see many families doing the home inspections. Also, I saw the special on TV. I don't want to throw Roto-Rooter out there, but there are plumbing companies that will come and send a camera down the sewer lines of the house. $99 inspections. Again, most home inspectors are above the ground. If you're not a mole, then you have to see what's down there.
We get pretty passionate about a lot of things on this show. And one of them is we would never allow our client to enter into a purchase agreement, right, Alex, without having an inspection. You don't want to waive an inspection. I mean, that's a ticket for a disaster. All right, so we're really passionate about that. You've got to get the house inspected. You've got to hire a professional. You got to set up your team so you're set up for success. There's no way.
It's funny, like people, buyers as a whole and clients as a whole. And again, I love most of my clients. I mean, I try to treat everybody, like their actual name. I don't really look at anybody as like a number, And it's funny, people, they'll nickel and dime a mortgage guy for an eighth of a point or $100 off closing costs, just like typical BS. Where you're like, dude, I don't care what mortgagemoron.net out of California quoted you. Like you're going to get hammered at the table. Yet people, they focus so much on the actual mortgage aspect of it. Yet they'll blindly sign a purchase agreement or waive a home inspection. Yeah. The purchase agreement is the only legally binding contract of the entire transaction, and you'll blindly sign a purchase agreement with the $495 administration.
Yeah. There's a crack in the foundation, or the life expectancy on the roof is 2 more years, but you're killing us.
You're waiving. Okay? You're waiving an inspection. The shingles are they're curled up and falling off the roof. Waiving an inspection. The foundation's crumbling. You can see dirt through the side of the basement. Yet, Oh, you quoted me $1,200 in closing costs. I guess I'm gonna do it for $1,150. People don't focus. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to throw out there. Want to call Capital Mortgage? We have people in the office all day long. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Get your approval now. It's absolutely free. There's no obligation. Find out how much of a house you can afford and do it the right way. We've got some open lines. When we come back, all your phone calls 248-539-9797.
It took 1 hour to think up an idea, 3 months to get a business loan, 2 months to find the space, and 5 weeks later came the first return customer. All told, it took 2 years to bring your idea to life. So why wouldn't you take 20 minutes to make your business better? Introducing the Comcast Business 20-Minute Advantage. If we can't offer you faster speed or better savings on your current business internet or phone service, we'll give you $150 for your time. Call us and get your Comcast Business 20-Minute Advantage today. Call 800-501-6000. See what 20 minutes can do for your business. Offer ends 12/31/13 and is not available to current Comcast business customers. Not available in all areas. Excludes Ethernet service. Proof of internet speed and competitive bill within the last 60 days required. $150 in the form of a prepaid card. One prepaid card per company. Call for restrictions and complete details.
My daughter's a sweet kid, but half the time, I don't know what the heck she's saying.
OMG. Hashtag not my problem, Dad.
Yeah, that's unless we're talking Lions football.
Think they'll stick with the 4-3 package?
Yeah, but they'll probably drop a guy back on the passing downs.
That's cray-cray.
Anyway, we watch every game in our fan cave. It's decked out in everything Lions. Pennants, coasters, flags, jerseys, you name it. And we got it all from one place. Fanatics.com.
From jerseys to pennants, from t-shirts to ornaments, Fanatics.com has everything. Whether you're a fan of the Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Tigers, Spartans, or Wolverines, Fanatics.com has all your team gear with over 250,000 items in stock. Every sport, every team. Fanatics.com, where sports fans shop.
Game's on, Dad.
Yeah, watching the game together is great. It helps me forget she's dating a guy named Worm with a Bears tattoo.
Team up with the Detroit Lions and the Josephine Ford Cancer Institute to tackle cancer today. Get in the game at GameOnCancer.com.
Today, hang out with the 97.1 The Ticket Street Team and On the Dunes on Haggerty Road in Commerce Township from 1:30 to 3:30. Check out the 97.1 The Ticket gaming trailer where you can play football video games and win cool prizes. More at 97.1theticket.com.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by MGM Grand Detroit. Red Wings winners over the Flames 4-3. They've won 2 straight. Pistons, they almost win their second in a row, but fall in overtime to Memphis 111-108. Mike Conley 22 for the Grizzlies. Josh Smith, Rodney Stuckey led Detroit 19 apiece. Tigers announced that 3 players not coming back for next season. They include left fielder Matt Tuiasosopo, left-handed reliever Darren Downs, and right-handed reliever Jose Veras. Meanwhile, all 4 known candidates that have interviewed for the Tigers manager's job have all had interviews with other clubs. They include Brad Ausmus with the Cubs, Lloyd McClendon and Tim Wallach have had interviews with Seattle, and Rick Renteria also with the Cubs. Michigan State today, 3:30 p.m. from East Lansing, where Michigan hasn't won in 6 years. Hear it all on AM 950, the pregame at 1 p.m. From the 1-800-CALL-SAM studios, I'm Jeff Lesson, 97.1 The Ticket.
Basketball team that Detroiters love most. The Detroit Pistons live here.
There we are. Good morning. If you're just tuning in, is what I just said. It's 9:30 here. If you're headed out to the Michigan State game, bring an umbrella. Although it looks like it's going to clear up for the game, not going to start till about 3:30 or something like that.
I don't want to hear any excuses by either team about the weather. I don't want to hear it. It's football season. This is what you play in. You got to gut it out. Let's go. Here we go.
Hey, home prices posted still. There are some of their largest gains. Still, the recovery in the housing market continues to be strong. Helped out by a drop in foreclosures recently. There's a lot of good things happening out there. Although, we want to make sure that there's no bubble again. So with things are sort of leveling off here, and it's not as crazy as it was this summer or across the country. What do we say? Home value appreciation is better when it's sort of slower, like a slow growth, opposed to this crazy boom like we've seen in the past where things get out of control, families are overpaying for homes, and they put themselves right back in a bad situation. Go ahead.
I was doing some house hunting yesterday. I was out with Josh Taylor from Skyward, and we were just driving around. Man, I'm telling you, like it's dangerously close to that bubble again, man. Like I said a couple weeks ago. I mean, I'm telling you guys. I mean, expensive houses. I mean, expensive, lots of money houses. We walked in, and I mean, it just smelled like the cat had been peeing on the floor for the last 10 years. I mean, like
that stuff's still going on.
How can you allow your house to be shown in that condition?
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Shame on the listing agent in that fact.
Well, you talk about a bubble, Harvey, because there was such a high demand and the supply was down. So you saw people paying a little bit, I don't want to say outrageous prices. If you want the home and you're going to be there a while, why not? Why not buy the house?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what's going to happen is that we're seeing it now because the weather's getting colder. And around our area, people have houses on the market because they either have to sell or they're getting relocated or they want to get out. And then buyers are buying at this time of year because they want to buy. Maybe they think they can get a better deal. There's no question you can get a little bit better of a deal when it's colder out than when everything looks good, right?
Absolutely.
So what you're going to find is, and in our area, home sales always taper off November, December, January, February. And then when spring comes, it gets nice out, then you see people pop up. People go crazy when it's nice out. They'll pay that.
There's a few
market
other
for that.
reasons, too, to buy because the rules are changing also. And now would be a great time. Again, if you don't have a ton of money to put down, those 3% down purchases on the conventional side are going to be gone. You'll be forced to go on an FHA at 3.5%. Look, you might have better opportunities now between now and the end of the year than you might after. So take a look at it. Again, there's, like you said here, there's going to be thousands of other buyers out there fighting over the same homes when spring rolls around. So now could be the time.
Yeah, there's no sign right now that rates are going to go up dramatically, but if you're a worst case scenario person and you plan for the worst case because you know the upside always takes care of itself. So if rates go from 4.25 to say 5.25, I mean really, think about what your payment goes up to. It's not that much. If you find that house that you like and you know you're going to be there a long time, it's a lifestyle move. All right, it's not something that you're going to be in a short period of time.
Want to throw this out there? We're having another meet and greet. We're doing one on the east side this time over at Champs and Utica. It's going to be Wednesday, November 13th. And again, if you're a real estate agent and you just want to meet the people from Capital Mortgage or come and eat a little food, have a little drink, talk to Harry about mortgages and real estate and what's going on the east side or in your world of mortgages and real estate, show up November 13th. We would like you to call Capital if you want to come. If you want to bring a few of the people from the office, we'd like to hear from you. Again, just an old-fashioned meet and greet, shake some hands. We're going to be there from the radio show. And again, if anyone has questions about mortgages or real estate or wants to build relationships with great people at Capital Mortgage,
here's the good
have your
news.
Buyers taken care of for a change.
Yeah, here's the good news. It's a 2-3 hour thing, and bottom line is the good news is they only let me talk for about 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. So that's a good thing. So you get to eat, you get to drink, and you only have to listen to me for about 10 minutes.
All right, 248-539-9797. Mr. Nafusi.
Jump to Joe. Good morning. You're live on the air, man.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. What's up, man?
Hey, my wife and I had a house in Willow for way underwater a couple years ago. We tried to refinance it and couldn't, so we ended up filing bankruptcy to get out from it.
Right.
And that was about this September will be 3 years ago. We have a house now that was bought by a family member that we are living in and making all the payments in. And we're hoping to buy it this year. So I was just curious what our options were if we're even able to get a mortgage yet.
You have no options. You had a foreclosure, right? You had a house. You were underwater on a house, right? You tried to refinance.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we did, but we filed bankruptcy and walked away from that house.
Yeah, that's absurd, dude.
You're in a waiting period.
You walked from a house because you lost equity in it.
Yeah, I mean it was. I think it was praised at 100, and we owed almost 200 on it.
Okay. What'd you buy? What was the purchase price on the house?
180, I think.
How did you owe 200 if you bought it for 180?
There was some an equity loan and some bad decisions.
Yeah,
were made,
give the jet skis back, dude. Why don't you sell those or the ATV?
Here comes the uncomfortable part.
Joe, that's like this. Listen, I live in Royal Oak too. That's so trashy, dude. Like you walk from a house because you lose equity. You know how much money I've lost in the stock market? Seriously, dude. I own Ford at $35 a share. You don't think I want that money back?
Hey, it's a good stock now, Alex.
Yeah, and now you want to get back into them. What if you lose? So let's just say we lend you the money on this new house, okay? The one your in-laws bought for you, whomever, okay? And we lend you $150,000. What if the bottom falls out and it goes to $100,000 again? You gonna walk from that one too?
No,
No, why
No,
wouldn't
he's
you?
got to wait another 7 years before he can file another BK.
All right, lesson learned, Joe. Joe, you're going to have to
thanks,
wait.
guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Yeah,
All right.
I appreciate you walking from the house in Royal Oak and costing all your neighbors equity. That's cool, dude. Because the people, because the husband and wife with 3 kids that are trying to refinance to save $100 a month to buy whatever, to go to Target and buy paper towels and diapers and all that crap, they can't refinance because you filed BK to walk from your house because you lost equity. But your in-laws bought you a new house.
There are some families
That's
that
sweet, dude.
had
What about
job
that other call
loss.
we got?
Health issues.
And now, wait, and now you're going to call me and ask, like, and now he's going to get attitude with me. Like, thanks for your time, guys. Dude, it's the undeserved sense of self-worth people have. Like, you should to get money again. You get another mortgage.
248-539-9797. If you've got the guts to call in
Everyone's
this
looking at me
morning,
like
we
it's
should have
like-
sent them to Michigan State.
That's hglans at lowrateonline.com. Email me,
Tell Harry.
hglans at
Alex is an
lowrateonline.com.
ass on the radio to people that walk from their houses. Fine. Email Harry and tell him I'm an ass. That's fine, dude. That's cool. Because 90% of the people, 90% of our listeners
They agree.
with me.
That's
okay?
right.
It's the 10% of the people that, it's my right to walk away. Really? I have the Bill of Rights pulled up right now.
Let's go to,
on Google. And there's no right anywhere that says you have a right to walk from your house. It's an option. It's a conscious choice you can make.
You want breakfast after
I'm
or something?
gonna go.
Can
I'm
I go
gonna
to
go.
Leonard out there and wants a VA? Good morning, Leonard from Oak Park. Good
Hi,
morning,
Leonard.
sir. How you doing?
Good. Hey,
Good
Leonard, what's up?
morning.
Good morning, sir.
I appreciate your show. I've been listening for a long time.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
I'm interested in buying a VA home. I got a VA loan,
Okay.
and I'm trying to find a home.
So you have you're a veteran, correct?
Yes, sir. I have my certificate, and I have my D2 14 and everything.
Leonard, perfect, man. Leonard, that's a great loan. For all the veterans listening out there, it's a zero down program. There's no mortgage insurance. So really all you're going to have is the payment on the actual mortgage, the taxes, and the homeowner's insurance. It's a very, very simple loan. Capital Mortgage Funding is a mortgage bank. We're not a broker. So we underwrite those loans in-house. It doesn't go to the VA to be underwritten.
Does not take any more time. It's simple transaction. Very easy to get done at Capital. And how's Leonard, your credit's all intact? Everything's looking pretty good?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be in
Awesome.
good shape. Yeah, you're going to be able to qualify. We'll follow up right after the show and get you qualified if you want to. Again, there's no obligation at all. Thanks for the call, Leonard.
I'll call you in 20 minutes, Leonard.
If you're a veteran out
Thank you,
there,
sir.
again, the zero down program on VAs is an unbelievable opportunity for you to purchase a house at zero down. The interest rates are generally the same as conventional loans, and FHA loans are right within the reason. And I like what you mentioned, Alex. There's no mortgage insurance. There's no PMI. There's no MIP. There is the upfront funding fee that you finance in the transaction. And any veteran out there needs to call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. You'll get set up with an approval letter, and there's no restrictions. You can go buy anything you want, generally speaking, anything you want. Sometimes there are some restrictions on condominiums. We'll talk about that on another phone call. Let's continue.
You guys okay?
some
We
calls.
good? All right.
Yeah, who we got
We're
now?
doing okay.
Who
Hey,
we
let me
going to
try-
yell at now?
Let's
No.
go, Mike. I got Mike out there in New Boston.
Which
Hey,
one
Mike,
is-
what's going on down there? Oh,
Mike,
you got
what's
the
up?
wrong Mike. Sit there, Mike.
Mike, Royal Oak Condo, what's up?
Hey, Maz. Big fan of the show. How you guys
Thank
doing
you,
this
sir.
morning?
Hi, Mike. How are you?
What's up, man?
Good. So I'm seeing a young lady, and we might be getting some serious discussions in the future. I
Congratulations.
wanted to get your guys' opinion on something.
Okay.
Don't do it. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's, well,
You
wrong
sound like
guy
my
to ask.
father. That's so funny.
Don't ask me.
So she owns a condo in New Hudson, like outright, like cash buyer. She owned, so she bought it last year in March for $120. The association ballparks it maybe now at $125, $130. I own a place in Royal Oak. I bought it last May, right before we met each other. We both bought. I have a mortgage on mine. I put the standard 20% down, so I bought it at $120. I owe like $90 on it, and she doesn't want to live in my house. I don't want to live in New Hudson, but I just looked into it. I could probably get $1,200 a month of rent, and I know you guys say you don't want to be a landlord, so I just was curious. Is it worth renting my place or her place and finding another home just to sell it later, or do you guys just think sell them both and buy a house we both want?
I like that idea. I like option 2.
I do too.
Okay.
But where's your condo in Royal Oak, Mike?
You know, my house is in Royal Oak.
You have a house in Royal Oak. Okay.
Yeah, house in Royal Oak. It's on Dallas Ave, you know.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
That's awesome.
You'll be able to sell
So, again, according to take it with like a whole container of salt, Zwillow puts my value up since the year I bought it. So I
Right.
might have, and I put the 20 down, so I might have as much as 30 to 35% in equity. She's got over 120 in hers. I mean, I could rent my place out for more than my mortgage and keep making the mortgage payment and building equity and sell it later. But you guys always say, don't rent your house, just sell it and take the equity out. I want to know your opinion.
I would definitely sell hers. Yours, I mean, Mike, you can always list yours for 150 and see if you get it. And, if a few months goes by and you don't get what you want for it, you can rent it. I mean, the Royal Oak rental market is really, really strong. So, I mean,
I ballparked the rental at $1,200 and my mortgage is $750.
Oh, dude, it's like an annuity.
Well, remember, too, though, when you buy the new house, you'll have to do the non-homestead, those property tax and Royal Oak, they will go up about 25-30%. The other thing is, will you be able to qualify? Again, when you keep it as a rental, you don't have a history of this or tax returns that show. So that debt does count against your debt-to-income ratio, and it may not allow you to qualify for what you and your girlfriend/fiancé might want to purchase. But, sit down with the professionals. We'll hook you up and give you all that information that you need to make some great decisions. I like the idea that you always sell the house and sort of get away from it, and then you're not a landlord.
Yeah, in my opinion, you've never done it before. I mean, if it's a great deal and you can run it, that's fine. But you have a lot going on, and you're running into a new relationship, a new house. I mean, do you want that rental property around your neck? I mean, that's up to you. But if there's that much of a payment spread on it, and it's in a great area, and you can handle it, then you might want to take a look at that.
You never know. It could always go up in value, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it, man.
Awesome call. 248-539-9797. We've got so much to share with you. Come on back and join us.
Okay, honey. Diamond Crystal Salt is now in the water softener.
Brilliant.
I just extended the life of our plumbing and appliances.
Thrifty.
We'll have softer and brighter clothes.
Comfortable.
And we'll reduce spots on our dishes.
You are an amazing husband.
How so?
Because you made two brilliant choices. Diamond Crystal Salt and me.
Diamond Crystal Salt. A brilliant choice since 1886. Your best choice for hard water is Diamond Crystal Salt at most major retailers.
So you're telling me you really don't know how to play poker?
Nope.
You've never heard of a full house?
Sure, when my in-laws come over.
No. How about two pairs?
No, thanks. I like apples better.
Ever drawn three of a kind?
Drawn? No, I'm not very artistic.
You know what? The Michigan Lottery has the perfect game for you.
Really?
Yep. New Poker Lotto. The game that combines the sudden excitement of winning instantly and the big nightly jackpots of a lotto drawing. And best of all, you don't have to know anything about poker to play.
Good, because when it comes to poker, I don't know jack or king or queen.
No problem. Here's the deal. Get a ticket at a participating retailer and watch your poker cards being dealt right on the in-store lottery monitor. There are 13 ways to win. You could win up to $5,000 instantly.
Cool.
And then take that same ticket home and it becomes a lotto ticket. Good for the Poker Lotto nightly drawing where you could win up to $100,000.
Two chances to win?
Yeah.
Deal me in.
Be glad to.
Wow. Who knew? I'm a poker player.
A Poker Lotto player.
Right?
New Poker Lotto from the Michigan Lottery. It's two great games in every hand.
Yeah.
Today, hang out with the 97.1 The Ticket Street Team and On the Dunes on Haggerty Road in Commerce Township from 1:30 to 3:30. Check out the 97.1 The Ticket gaming trailer where you can play football video games and win cool prizes. More at 971theticket.com. Register now for the Bell Tire Lions Dream Game Contest. Your chance to win the opportunity for you and one guest to attend and play the Bell Tire Lions Dream Game experience at Ford Field Saturday, February 22nd. Register for your chance to win and find out even more at 971theticket.com.
The station where you call the shots. Most of the time.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back. Wow, that is rocking this morning.
I like it. It's all jacked up this morning.
Good morning, everyone who's listening on your way out to the Michigan State game. And our everyday listeners, we appreciate you, and we want to hear from you. 248-539-9797.
I'm taking a beating because I said I had a glass of wine watching football.
You did say that. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker.
It takes a man to admit that, though.
I mean, what?
It takes a man to admit that.
You actually admitted that you're going to snuggie up on your couch and drink a glass of wine.
I said that I'm like old and like I'm not going to drink 50 beers and
tailgate
all day.
Too.
I'm like, I'm just having a glass of wine and lay on the couch, and I'm taking a beating over it now.
That's
unbelievable.
Right.
Lots of reasons to read.
Sure, I'm an adult.
Sure.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, Ron Burgundy.
Refinance your
Eiffel
house.
Tower out of steel and brawn.
That's right.
If you haven't done it already, comparable sales over the summer months were really strong. And again, that might be another reason to refinance your house now before the rules change, before the guidelines change. The HARP loans have been extended, as you know, through 2015. There's many, many reasons why you should refinance your house right now. Things are going to change. Will rates go up? Yeah, they might burp up a little bit and eat into your savings. So get it done now. Consolidate your debt. Call the professionals. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Call us here on the show. We take all your phone calls.
Get rid of that bad credit card debt. Let's go. Get rid of that debt.
Let's try Todd out there in Ann Arbor. Good morning, Todd. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Good. What's up, man?
Morning, Todd.
Yeah, I've got a question. I was recently divorced about a year ago, and part of the agreement was that she got to keep the house. But my name is still on the loan, and she's supposed to refinance, but she hasn't refinanced yet. I'm also a veteran, and I've got pretty good credit and not much debt. And I'm just wondering if I'd be able to qualify for another mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you qualify with both payments based on how much money you make, yeah, that's an easy deal. Let me address the other house first. How come she hasn't refinanced, your ex-wife?
Now, her credit's not the greatest, so she hasn't been able to refinance yet.
Yeah, so
she's working on it.
So
but
she's stuck on that one then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Todd, as long as you qualify with both payments, it's a regular old deal. I mean, you can obviously move on with your life and purchase a new house. And, you said you're a veteran. You can use, the VA program, which is 0 down. So, I mean, it really, as long as you qualify, you're fine. It's an easy deal.
Yeah, Todd, it sounds like you qualify just fine and use that VA program. Again, I'm sort of confused why there's still divorce attorneys out there. And again, this isn't a knock on them, Harry, at all. That would put that language in there. I mean, you're reading your own divorce decree.
Yeah.
And it says on there that my ex-wife is going to refinance the house, but you know she has bad credit.
Doesn't matter. You're still putting it in writing because sooner or later she has to do it to get you out of
like
there.
a due date on there.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, let me do this, man. I'll call you in like 20 minutes after the show. I'll look at your deal and see if we can pull together for you.
You defending divorce attorneys here this morning?
I love when Bitter Harvey comes out.
Not even bitter.
I love Bitter Harvey.
We have some open lines, 248-539-9797.
I love Bitter Harvey.
I already mentioned the urgency to get your refinance done and why interest rates are at all-time lows. And again, I threw out there the fact that, the comparable sales that were used over the summer and all these great sales that were in July and August and really in September, those are going to be used when they go out and do an appraisal on your house. In case there's a dip in values over the next few months, again, now's another reason why you want to get out there and get things done. Let's try Jake out there in Waterford. Good morning, Jake. Thanks for joining the show.
Jake, what's up, man?
Jake, we're going to put you back on hold there. Let's go out to Steve. Good morning, Steve from Romulus. Welcome to our show. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hey, I just moved back in state after being gone for quite a while. Have good credit and everything, and I found a house I believe has been taken over by taken back by Fannie Mae.
Right.
Okay.
How do I go about inquiring about that?
The loan is owned by Fannie Mae, so it's what they're saying. It's a home path deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was what I found out about it is Grandma lived in it. Grandma and Grandpa lived in it. Grandpa died, but it was, I guess, refinanced by a niece through Argent Mortgage Company, and they.
Are you working with a realtor on this transaction, or are you doing this on your own?
I just found out this information a little bit ago, so I have no one helping me at this time.
Okay, so here's what we need to do. We need to get a hold of you, and we have to get you approved for the transaction first, okay? So you have a bona fide approval when you go in and you make an offer, okay? So I would tell you that Alex and Harvey will call you after the show. We'll get you approved so you can have a letter in hand when you go to make an offer.
And then also we'll set you up with some great real estate agents that will give you all the information you need. And I don't know where you found this house out, but it sounds like it's listed. The seller could be Fannie, Freddie, it could be another institution, a private individual. If it's on the marketplace, I'm sure they'll be willing to sell it to you. But as Harry mentioned,
you got to have that approval in hand first. You got to have a bona fide mortgage approval.
We'll make it happen for you, Steve. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, 248-539-9797. I'm going to try Corey one last time from Waterford. Corey, you there?
Corey,
hey,
what's
how
up?
you guys doing?
Hey, Corey, thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm trying to get a mortgage approved. I have a pretty good job. I make pretty decent money, but all the debt is in my name, and I'm having an issue with my debt-to-income ratio. Now, my wife has a good job, and she makes good money, but they won't count her income because of, I think she's termed a contingent worker, not a full-time worker. Is there anything that I can do to increase what I can be approved for?
She's a contingent worker? Well, she's a temp?
Is she a contract worker?
No,
is she 1099 or W-2?
Yeah, she works at the hospital, and they've started doing this. They call them a contingent, so they don't have to pay them benefits. But she still works.
How long she been doing that, Corey? How many years?
A little over 2 years.
Okay. I mean, here's the thing. Like the actual guideline is you need a 2-year average. So, I mean, I think that we're able to use her income. I mean, I'm sure if I'm wrong, I'm going to take a beating, when I get to the office Monday. But, I mean, I'd like to take a look at the entire file and do a full verification of employment on your wife.
Do they take taxes out of her paycheck every other week?
Yeah.
Okay, so they do that. Then that's fine. She's not a Schedule C borrower.
Some of the auto suppliers are doing that too. Like Corey said, they're paying them. They're classifying them as like a contingent, so they don't have to pay them benefits.
Well, look, if you're a part-time worker and you've been doing it for 2 years and you can document it, that may allow you to qualify for
If there's a track record for 2 years, I think there's no reason why we can't count
Corey, there's definitely some options, man. Give me like 20 minutes and I'll call you after the show, and we'll pull it all together for you.
All right, thank you.
Cool, thanks, man.
Right. Sometimes there's a little bit more work involved in getting you approved for the amount you're looking for. As we mentioned earlier in the show, sometimes you've got to do something with your credit, your debt. You got to fix it up. You might have to transfer.
And there are a lot of funky guidelines now, and it's not a capital mortgage guideline. Trust me. I mean, the reason we're in business is because we write and close loans. So I mean, there's a way to pull a deal together. We'll do it for you guys. But there's Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and FHA. They have their own guidelines. We have to adhere to.
Right.
I mean, if there's a way to pull it together, we'll do it for you, man. But sometimes there's some hoops you got to jump through.
Housing inventory is still pretty tight across many areas in the country, specifically here locally. There's some challenges out there if you want to find a great house. I mean, of course, the great houses are flying off the market. They're getting multiple bids. Buyers are willing to pay even over appraised value. It's sort of, we talked about earlier. I thought we coined the phrase here. Dan Dubinsky from Skyward might have said it earlier this year. Pocket listings. I mean, again, I don't want to take credit for it, but about 2-3 years ago, we started
forever, bro.
We started talking about these, and again, who would have a pocket listing? Well, a qualified real estate agent, someone who's in the marketplace, not just someone who's hanging a license up, someone who's in the office doing this full time. And when you work with the professionals, that's the difference.
Well, Harvey, they've got some buyers and they've got some listings, and they want to hook up their buyer with their listing. So why not do it that way?
Yeah, they get a lot of phone calls and they say, "Look, I'm thinking about putting a house on the marketplace," and they know how hot the market is. And there's many reasons, but you also have to be careful. There's many reasons why a pocket listing, people don't want other families and strangers coming through their house. They don't want to know what's in the inside. And also maybe they don't want to fix it up and they don't need all that. There's so many different reasons why.
If you have a desirable property and you're not sure whether you want to sell it or not, and your friend's a real estate agent and she or he's going to take care of you, they make the call to the realtor. The realtor then says, "You know what, I have about 4 or 5 people that might be interested in your house." And it's a quiet way to go ahead and get your house marketed.
Many of these listings don't even hit the multi-list, so you just don't find out about them. Does your agent have the inside track? That's what you need to know. And if you don't, give us a phone call and we'll set you up with some of the top professionals in the area.
Someone emailed me and said I don't own $4 to $35 a share.
Yeah, I agree. You don't. You might have at one time.
I would say I don't anymore, but yeah, it's definitely been that high.
Good morning, Rich from Woodhaven. Hey, Rich, what's going on?
Rich, what's up, man? Good.
Hey, listen, I'd like to ask you a question about mortgage insurance, okay? I had purchased a house, and I owe so much on the house, and I'm paying mortgage insurance on this house. It was an FHA loan, and I inquired about it, and they're telling me that as long as you're 78% still owed on the house that is government regulated, that you have to pay mortgage insurance on. Is that correct?
It's not mandated. I mean, when you get an FHA mortgage, yes, you have to pay mortgage insurance. But when the principal balance drops to 78% of the initial acquisition cost, it should come off.
But, well, I don't think that they're going to. But see, here's the difference. They're
not anymore
gonna,
on FHA.
They're not going to drop it automatically anymore on FHA. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hire an appraiser. We can put you in touch with an appraiser, and then go ahead and then you can submit it for the removal of that mortgage insurance. Now, it's not automatic, but that's the steps that you have to go about and take.
Rich, thanks for the call. You're at the end of our show, so we got to let you go. But we will follow up with you. Want to thank all the callers for calling in. It's an exciting day,
spirited show. It's a college day.
You know that. And again,
I love it.
I'm a local guy. I love everybody, man. I just want people to do the right thing,
with
man.
you, Alex. And when your passion comes through, it might get a little uncomfortable for people. But guess what? It's the right thing to say. You got to keep saying it.
Be sure to call Capital Mortgage 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Shoot us an email to mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. For Alex Nafusi, Harry Glanz, I'm Harvey Free. We got Pat Caputo coming up with sports all day long. Keep it here on the Ticket.
97.
Kevin Markovich, you earned a Bagger Dave's burger and a beer.
I did? Why?
Because today you did the dishes.
Actually, they were just paper plates.
But you threw them in the recycling bin.
We have a recycling bin?
And that, my friend, makes you more than just eco-friendly. That makes you an inspiration to men everywhere.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Well done, Kevin. Like thousands of other inspiring people, you've earned a real reward. An inspired burger and local craft beer from Bagger Dave's Burger Tavern.
Yes!
What makes a trip to Bagger Dave so inspiring?
What?
How about burgers made fresh daily using USDA premium ground beef, all-natural lean ground turkey?
Sweet!
And your accomplishment also merits a toast, Kevin, of a Bagger Dave's inspired local craft beer.
So I guess here's to me.
And to clean dishes.
Paper plates.
Modesty, another inspiring quality.
So do I get something else?
Don't push it, Kev. Bagger Dave's Burger Tavern. Inspired burgers and brews.
Tuesday is Turk Day. Save $1 off any inspired or regular create your own turkey burger all day, every Tuesday.
Have you ever really thought about what would happen to your loved ones if you died? Could they keep the house? Would your kids go to college? Questions you got to think about, folks. Hi, Mike Perpura here. Making sure your family is protected is why having affordable life insurance is a must. This is where National Benefit Plan steps up. We shop from over 70 different life insurance carriers nationwide, making sure you get the best possible rate. Call 877-734-2200. That's 877-734-2200 or on the web at nbphealth.com. And remember, National Benefit Plans would like to be your health and life insurance agency for a lifetime.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Capital Mortgage Funding is a proud division of United Shore Financial Services, NMLS number 3038, Equal Housing Lender. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline is Ferrari's choice for improved performance. It removes an average of 60% of performance-robbing gunk on intake valves left by low-quality premium gasolines. And it starts with your